KOAM News Now.
Right now at 5, some KU students dig into the past to find answers to a bloody history lesson.
And we've got a bit of a calm start out there. A couple of showers possible, but we will otherwise be warm and muggy today ahead of more storm chances. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a Joplin group hopes to bring the community together with a walk celebrating equity, diversity, and inclusion.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Thursday.
Are you sure?
No, not really. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah. It is Thursday, so we're almost to the weekend, and it has been a stormy week.
It has. It really has.
We're not done with it yet, unfortunately. We are not. We still have more thunderstorm chances on the way, and unfortunately, since we're in severe weather season, that means we've got more severe weather chances on the way as well. Quick look outside. Our camera on the Cordell Complex, downtown Joplin, looking pretty good. Same from the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin, and the KDOT camera on 69 south of Pittsburgh, also looking fairly good. We're all dry out there this morning. A few showers may be possible, not like yesterday where we saw those thunderstorms. We went on the air at 5, there was nothing on there, and by 5:05 we had a group of thunderstorms. We're not expecting that, but a few stray showers will be possible across the area as we go through the morning. We've seen a few already. I had a few sprinkles on the way in. They didn't even show up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, but a stray shower or two may be possible. However, our severe threat still out there, and as you can see, Saturday is still not looking fantastic. Some good news here. As you recall, yesterday we initially had that elevated risk across the entire area. It has been scaled back a bit, so a low to elevated risk for strong to severe storms today. All hazards are possible, but the greater concern is with damaging wind gusts and large hail. This is going to come much later this evening into the overnight hours. By tomorrow, we have another low-end risk for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms. This is really, as this complex rolls out, we could see some additional storms in the morning. They should be done by 1, 2 o'clock at the latest, but the ones we see tomorrow morning could be strong to severe. Saturday, late evening, overnight, we have an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms once again across the area. And unfortunately, Sunday, we also have a risk for more strong to severe thunderstorms out there. Right now in Joplin, 63 in Pittsburgh as well. We got some clouds out there this morning. Temperatures, it's a little cooler up north, 54 in Iola, 57 Yates Center. Most of us, though, holding out in the low mid 60s. We've even got some upper 60s out there. Kids getting on the bus, we've got to throw it on that stray shower or two there. 63, east breeze around 5 to 10. It'll be partly cloudy and muggy by this afternoon on top of being much warmer. 80. South breeze 5 to 10 when the bus brings them home. Again, a straight shower or two through the morning. Skies will gradually clear, and then we'll see thunderstorm chances increasing as we head into the evening hours. Highs today, low 80s, and again, very muggy out there as well. We're going to break down those thunderstorm chances and have a full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says a trooper from Miami is fired after he was charged with sex crimes. Court documents say Trooper Jackie Lee Reinhardt pulled over a semi-truck driver for speeding on I-4 near Big Cabin on Craig County. They say Reinhardt forced sexual acts on the driver. Reinhardt is charged with sexual battery and forcible sodomy. After the charges were filed, the Highway Patrol released a statement saying it terminated Reinhardt's employment. A federal court sentences a Kansas man for meth trafficking. In August of 2022, a Crawford County, Kansas sheriff's deputy tried to stop Justin Lapping, but he fled on motorcycle. Soon after entering Barton County, Missouri, Lapping abandoned the motorcycle and ran. Officers used tasers on Lapping, who was taken into custody with a large amount of meth. Now Lapping is sentenced to 24 years and 6 months without parole for possession of methamphetamine to distribute. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. According to a recent finance study, the average menu prices for fast food have risen more than 39% since 2014. Finance Buzz's recent chart of fast food inflation documents multiple food chain prices since 2014. All the chains on the chart increased prices by at least 39%. McDonald's menu prices have the largest jump, 100% since 2014. An economics professor at Pitt State says inflation affects blue-collar workers the most.
When the inflation reduces the purchasing power of our wages, that is, of course, not a good thing. The standard of living declines, but of course, it doesn't decline evenly. The people that are mostly affected are blue-collar, low-income workers.
For more details about Finance Buzz's study, you can go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, some University of Kansas students are getting their hands dirty with some excavation just outside of Parsons. The site is reportedly the location where events involving the murderous Bloody Bender family took place. Not only are students getting hands-on in the field training, according to their professor, they are also able to understand the story and history behind it all.
This is a really exciting way to tell the community what we're finding and to really illuminate the time that the people were here and the awful things that happened here, is to kind of tie it really back to the material objects that we're finding. And so that's kind of really neat. I think it's really important for students to see that the work that they do is of interest to the community around them, and not just interest, but like deep personal history for a lot of people around here as well.
The team will be on site for another week. Then they'll take the material they have collected and analyze it over the coming months. Joplin's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee held a meeting yesterday afternoon to discuss their plans for the upcoming Unity Walk to be held on June's 3rd, Thursday. EDI's goal is to make sure everybody is included. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has that story.
In the past, I've had issues where I've definitely had to hush down a little bit of who I am as a person.
Tabitha Carter's personal experiences opened her eyes to challenges other people might deal with. But a group in Joplin is helping her expand her horizons even more.
I'm educated in things I didn't know previously about inclusion. So even though there are certain things that I face every day, I'm learning a lot about all different areas of inclusion and how I can be a better coworker, how I could be a better boss.
Joplin's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee wants to make sure everyone is treated in the same way, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, nationality, religion, or skin color.
The important part, of course, is to show all of the people coming from all over the world, all over the country, that we support you, your small business and your ventures and your families.
A lot of times people have to feel left out if they happen to look different or if they're differently abled. Anything that maybe separates them, that they feel separates, we have EDI to bring everyone together and to know that really it's as simple as you belong here.
The organization aims to be a safe place for people to share their feelings and show who they truly are.
We're not promoting any certain group over any other certain group. We are simply saying that if you're breathing, you belong. And it's really that simple.
For Colbert King, EDI's goal is to stitch a quilt out of Joplin.
A quilt is made up of a bunch of different squares that look different. Every one of them has different patterns, different squares, different whatever. But when they're all put together and you're stitched together, they make a beautiful quilt. That is diversity. That is what every city needs.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
EDI's Unity Walk on 3rd Thursday starts at 6 p.m. June 20th at 2nd and Main. You can find more information at KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The Joplin Outlaws make their final preparations for the 2024 season. We'll have the details. Plus, several former U.S. Navy officers accused of taking bribes have had charges against them dismissed. And we have a mostly warm and partly cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
If you want the job done right the first time,
Well, high school baseball and softball state tournaments begin today in Kansas. 6 of our local schools are participating, including Fort Scott softball. Tigers are the 5 seed in the 4A state tournament bracket. They face Circle in the quarterfinals today at 1. It's their second consecutive trip to state. Fort Scott has won 9 of its last 10 games entering state tournament play, so the Tigers are confident on their way to Salina.
It is a great feeling having the community to back us up, and just having that support, I think, is what pushes us to be good. You know, everyone on this team has a lot of determination, and we want to win, and we'll find a way to do that.
These kids, I mean, if you look at the group as a whole, they've been in multiple sports. I mean, they've been to state in multiple sports. I mean, they are accomplished athletes. They do very well, and they're just a great group of kids.
Era of Joplin Outlaws baseball begins this evening. The team begins its 2024 season and first as a member of the Mid-American League on the road in Sherman, Texas. The Outlaws play 6 road games over the next 7 days in Sherman and Fort Smith, Arkansas. Then Joplin plays its first home game of the season a week from today against the Sherman Shadowcats at Joe Becker Stadium. This year's team is excited to perform for the baseball fans in Joplin.
We have some other pro guys coming in. We got a guy from Japan. So it opens up the doors to raise the level of competition than the community's probably seen over the past few years. And also gives some very deserving guys that maybe slipped through the cracks with organizations or got released looking for a second shake, provides them an opportunity to still chase the dream, get seen, and maybe get picked back up.
Entering yesterday, the Cardinals and Royals have won 8 of their last 9 games. Both of them try to stay hot in series finales yesterday afternoon. Second game of the day for the Cardinals against the Orioles. They already won the first. In this one, Redbirds trailing in the third inning, 3-0. And manager Oli Marmol gets ejected for arguing some balls and strikes. He gets his money's worth after being tossed. After a rain delay, the Cardinals would come back, though. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. They're still down 3-1. And Brendan Donovan is going to line a double into the gap. 2 runs will score, and that will tie the game. So the Orioles try to get Donovan at third, but the ball gets away. He'll slide safely in at home with a Little League home run. Cardinals now lead 4-3. Now to the top of the 9th. A 2-run Cardinals lead, nobody out. 2 runners on. Lars Nupar makes an incredible leaping catch in the outfield. He turns around and fires a strike to first for the double play. Cardinals beat the Orioles twice today. It's the first time in 2 years that Baltimore gets swept, and St. Louis has won 5 of its last 6 games. Well, still to come, if you're still wanting to get free COVID-19 vaccines, you only have a few months before the federal program ends. Plus, it's calm now, but more storm chances on the way. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News return.
From the farmer to the DIYer.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5:18 now on this Thursday morning. We're taking a quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Nothing in our immediate area. There are some showers and storms off to our east. There are showers and storms off to our northwest. There are more showers and storms that have really gotten going here in the last little bit down to our south. But here in the middle, we're quiet. However, because of our proximity to this kind of little Bermuda Triangle of showers and storms, we could get a few stray showers, maybe a rumble of thunder through the morning hours. But our bigger concern for strong to severe thunderstorms will come later this evening into the overnight hours. So later today, we do have a low tornado threat for our far western counties. And then we have a low to elevated hail threat out there and a low to elevated wind risk. And of course, as you can see by these maps, wind and hail are the primary concerns with the storms later this evening. So we're looking at better chances after about 6 o'clock. So yesterday we mentioned 4. It's kind of moved back a little bit, but still we do have that chance. However, as you recall yesterday as well, we also had that elevated risk across virtually the entire area. So that's been scaled back a bit, which is in our favor. We have a low wind risk for some strong to low grade severe thunderstorms. Now this is going to be in the morning hours between, I would say, roughly 5 a.m. and about maybe 2 p.m. in the afternoon at the latest. Then Saturday, is what we're watching. We have a possible alert day for Saturday as we've got an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms out there. And we have a severe risk even as we go into Sunday afternoon as well. So we're not quite out of the woods yet. As we head into the afternoon, again, a few stray showers here or there. Most of us are going to be dry. The other issue is we're going to be warmer, which some of us like the warmer weather, low 80s out there, but we're also going to be very muggy. Dew points, humidity levels are going to be up there, so that air today is going to be thick. And as we go overnight, again, a few stray showers and thunderstorms. The ones we see could be strong, potentially severe. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, here we are at 8, we get more showers and thunderstorms out there, and some of these, again, could be strong to low-grade severe. And, okay, I think I need new batteries. This thing is not moving. And we'll have a few of those hanging around as we head into the afternoon and into the evening hours. Then we'll clear out overnight Friday, and we spend the majority of our Saturday dry. It won't be until late again Saturday that we'll see another round of showers and thunderstorms start to roll into the area. Quick look at temperatures. 63 in Joplin. It is mostly cloudy out there. East-north breeze at about 5. Humidity's already at 87%. Dew point's at 59, and that dew point's going to climb a bit more heading into the afternoon, which is going to make it feel rather soupy out there today. Temperatures, we've got a few upper 50s out there. The rest of us hanging out low mid 60s as we get this day underway. So a mild start, and it already feels a bit muggy with that high humidity. So again, a few scattered showers through 9 out there, maybe an isolated shower or two after that. Otherwise, mostly cloudy through the morning. 76 by 11 o'clock, and that's ahead of highs today in the low 80s. Some of us may make the mid 80s. Skies will be gradually clearing as we head into the afternoon. We'll start to go partly cloudy, and then again, about 6 o'clock or so, we'll start to see a few of those scattered showers and thunderstorms roll into the area. We've got a pretty mild evening ahead of us as well, upper 60s for our overnight lows. All right, Friday, we got the morning storms, still warm, still a bit muggy in the afternoon, low 80s again. At possible alert day for Saturday, we're keeping a close eye on those late evening overnight storms. Sunday, again, right now, it looks as though the storms should develop to our east, but there is an area highlighted for strong to severe thunderstorms if they can get going. So we're going to keep a very close eye on Sunday. Still warm, though. As we head into next week, we'll have a mix of sun, clouds, and showers and storms out there, and temperatures staying quite mild into the low 80s. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with Health Watch right after this.
Greg Kelly, Vice President of...
Topping Health Watch this morning. If you're still wanting to get free COVID-19 vaccines, you only have a few months before a federal program ends. The Bridge Access Program for low-income Americans will end in August. The program, first launched in 2023, provided more than 1 million free COVID-19 shots to people with limited coverage or no insurance. Now, health centers and departments are worried about how they'll secure funding ahead of the winter respiratory viral season without the Bridge Access Program. The Biden administration is currently seeking permanent funding so that routine vaccinations can remain free for adults. Nutrition and the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, took focus at a House hearing yesterday. The hearing the day before House Republicans are slated to move on their version of the multi-year funding bill for the nation's food and agriculture. And some Democrats argue GOP proposals in the bill will amount to cuts for the SNAP program. Corinne Kafa is in Washington with the story.
Members of a House subcommittee Wednesday with different takes on the direction of the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. Republican Andy Harris of Maryland eyeing pilot programs that would implement dietary restrictions for recipients.
The SNAP program is solely focused on providing calories rather than nutritious food.
Democrats arguing benefits need to support food costs.
Though it tells poor people what to eat, it does little to address the underlying challenges that we face in fighting hunger.
The hearing as House Republicans look to move on their draft of the $1.5 trillion farm bill, which helps fund federal food and agriculture programs. The SNAP program shaping up as a hot topic in the bill's negotiations. The GOP bill would change the formula by which benefits are determined, a move Democrats have blasted as amounting to a $30 billion cut. The left-leaning research group, the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, said GOP provisions open the door to policing of SNAP recipients' purchases. But proponents of pilots for possible standards for SNAP purchases argue they can improve overall health.
Using SNAP to improve diet quality is a small part of what should be a broader policy approach.
Meanwhile, a new analysis by the think tank the Urban Institute found SNAP benefits failed to cover the rising costs of moderately priced meals in at least 98% of U.S. counties during 2023. In Washington, I'm Karen Kefa.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got that possibility of more strong to severe thunderstorms later today. We'll have a look at your forecast when we come back.
Found at J Bar H Cattle Meat Store in Joplin, Missouri.
Right now at 5:30, folks in Columbus, Kansas were able to enjoy a hamburger while supporting a good cause.
And we've got ourselves a relatively quiet start to the day. A couple of morning showers possible. We're warm, we're muggy, and then more strong to severe storms on the way. We'll have a look at that forecast coming up.
Plus, the curtain will go down one last time for an independent theater in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's just coming up on 5:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Thursday in the 4 states.
Yes.
That is good.
Yes.
We're almost to the weekend. Unfortunately, we have more severe weather on the way.
Yes, we can't get enough of it, seems.
Mother Nature is just just reminding us exactly what severe weather season is. Unfortunately, it's been somewhat damaging and destructive for folks over the last several weeks, not just here, but across the Midwest, with a number of tornado reports, large hail out there, damaging winds. And the good news is, for right now at least, we're getting a brief pause in activity, and that's something we need. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear in our immediate area. Up by Rolla, there's a little thunderstorm up there. There's a few storms down to our south, and we've got a few scattered showers off to our northwest. And in this little trifecta, it could give us just enough energy to potentially bring us a couple of stray showers, maybe a rumble of thunder this morning. Nothing like yesterday, where we saw thunderstorms just kind of blossom out there in Kansas and Oklahoma, but a few stray showers will be possible through the morning. We do have severe chances later today into the overnight hours, so we have a low to elevated risk for strong to severe thunderstorms. All hazards are possible, but the greatest concern is with damaging wind and large hail. And that'll be after about 5, 6 o'clock this evening and into the overnight. Then tomorrow morning, some lingering showers and storms could be strong to low-grade severe across parts of the area, and those will continue between about 5 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then Saturday, we have an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe storms, and we do have a possible alert day for Saturday. This will be Saturday evening into the overnight hours and early Sunday morning. So it's another round of severe weather we've got to keep a close eye on. Right now, as you're heading out the door, not bad, 63, Joplin and Pittsburgh. It's a bit on the cloudy side out there. A little cooler up in our far northern counties. So Iola, Chanute, Yates Center, cooler than everyone else. The rest of us, low to mid 60s, and we've still got a couple of upper 60s out there as well. Unfortunately, our humidity levels are going to be high and our dew points are going to be high today, so it's going to be a very muggy, soupy kind of day out there. 63, again, maybe a stray shower or storm this morning for us. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. East breeze 5 to 10 when the kids get on the bus, and when that bus brings them back today, 80, partly cloudy, south breeze 5 to 10. Our highs today, again, back up on the warm side, low 80s out there. We'll have that pause of activity through most of the day, and then again, by about 6 o'clock, we'll start to see thunderstorms rolling back into the area. We'll have another complete look at your forecast and break down those thunderstorm chances for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, area police agencies joined forces yesterday for the annual law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics. The torch is moving across various regions of Missouri toward Columbia for the 2024 State Summer Games. The torch passed by 3 local schools where kids cheered them on. Joplin PD passed the torch near the limits of Webb City, then on to the Carthage Police Department. On My Own, Center for Independent Living in Nevada, Missouri hosted its annual Disability Awareness Lunch fundraiser. Last year, the organization sold 304 plates. This year, its goal was 350. Funds raised by the organization go to support aging seniors, youth scholarships, ramps, and home modifications, community resources, and more.
A lot of our programs that we do come from state funding. Our core is a Center for Independent Living. We receive a grant from the state of Missouri to be a Center for Independent Living. We are way behind the times in Missouri for funding for our Center for Independent Living grant. Last year we did receive a one-time increase, but
for $10, diners could get a barbecue sandwich, chips, cookie, pickle, and a bottle of water and help a good cause. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Well, with the summer just around the corner, Joplin Parks and Recreation staff have been actively recruiting lifeguards and preparing for the swim season. The good news, both Schifferdecker and Cunningham Aquatic Centers will open this year. Both facilities will be open 7 days a week this summer. Opening day is Friday, May 31st. For more information, including prices and hours, just dive into our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Moviegoers in Anderson, Missouri had the chance to take in the butterfly people yesterday evening at the Flick Center. The hour-long documentary revisits the Joplin tornado, the aftermath, and the miraculous stories which followed concerning the intervention and protection of the butterfly people. For some, the documentary stands as a stark reminder of the devastation that struck the Joplin community.
I think, just like with 9/11, after a while it gets complacent, right? Like people forget about it. And so we want to make sure that people still remember, what happened and how many lives were lost and really what it brought the community together of Joplin.
It gives me goosebumps because we're privileged and we're blessed. And I think for some people this might be a healing process for them. And for some, like my grandsons, a learning it's history. And here we are right here at the Flick in Anderson getting to see it. And for some, it might be bittersweet.
The film was written and directed by Gregory Fish, who also made Steadfast, the story of the Joplin tornado. Joplin's home for independent and local film will dim its lights after 6 years. Buckhouse Cinema has decided to close its doors on June 9th. The owners say while the property is for sale, they will maintain normal operating hours until the closing day. They go on to say they have a plan to, quote, provide Joplin with a cinema-focused space in the very near future, end quote. Folks in Columbus, Kansas yesterday were able to get a hamburger while supporting the efforts of the Skill Resource Center. The center hosted its Burgers on the Patio event with the help of Columbus firefighters grilling the burgers. All the money raised from the event supports Skill and KSDS Assistance Dogs Incorporated, which pairs people with disabilities with service dogs.
Skill, and we help disabled people and elderly people get direct support workers in their home to assist them in their everyday life.
Like I said, mostly everybody's in the middle here. It's called the outsider.
There was also prize drawings and live music. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. At least 4 people are dead after a stage collapsed during a campaign rally in northern Mexico. Plus, there are major logistic challenges that are making aid distribution across Gaza nearly impossible. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Topping World Watch, several former U.S. Navy officers accused of taking bribes from a Malaysian defense contractor have had charges against them dismissed. Authorities are blaming prosecutorial errors. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin takes a look from the Pentagon.
For more than 20 years, Leonard Glenn Francis, a former Malaysian defense contractor known as Fat Leonard, bribed hundreds of Navy officers for classified information, eventually defrauding the U.S. government and American taxpayers of at least $35 million.
He gave them a taste of the high life by taking them out to these fancy dinners, organize these sex parties with prostitutes in Asia.
The officers look the other way as he grossly overcharged the government for U.S. Navy contracts.
He was this, big, jolly, 350-pound Malaysian guy who seemed very patriotic. He wore U.S. flags on his necktie. He had God Bless the USA on his cell phone ringtone. They didn't see him as a foreign risk. They fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Fat Leonard was caught in 2013, put under house arrest. In 2022, he cut off his ankle bracelet, called an Uber, and escaped to Tijuana and then Venezuela. He was extradited back to the U.S. last December. Nearly 1,000 Navy officers have been investigated for the scandal, including 91 admirals. Only 34 defendants have been criminally charged.
Many of these Navy officers referred to Leonard as boss. He could compel officers who were his informants or moles to do what he wanted. The vast majority of admirals and senior officers got away with either a slap on the wrist from the Navy or nothing happened at all.
Lieutenant Commander Stephen Shedd confessed to leaking military secrets for $105,000 in bribes and prostitutes. On Tuesday, Lieutenant Commander Shedd's entire case was dismissed by a San Diego judge due to prosecutorial errors. 4 other retired U.S. military officers who had pleaded guilty of disclosing classified information also had their felony charges dismissed.
At least 4 people are dead and more than a dozen injured after a stage collapse during a campaign rally in northern Mexico. Presidential candidate Jorge Alvarez Maínez attended the event last night. Authorities say a strong gust of wind caused the stage to collapse, sending Maínez flying. Maínez wrote on his social media that he went to the hospital right after the incident. Mexico's current president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, confirmed the deaths and says he sends a big hug to family members, friends of the victims, and political supporters. There are significant logistic and security challenges tonight for the $320 million pier built by the U.S. to facilitate humanitarian aid for Gaza residents. This comes after a handful of countries are announcing a major policy change in the region. Correspondent Trey Ginks shows us from Tel Aviv.
Spain, Norway, and Ireland all taking a symbolic and controversial stand, saying they will recognize Palestine as a state.
The attention of several European countries to recognize a Palestinian state is a reward for terrorism. 80% of the Palestinians in Judea and Samaria support the terrible massacre of October 7th. This evil cannot be given a state.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu came out against the move, making no distinction between Hamas and the Palestinian people. Civilians like Abul Khosa, who, with his 4-year-old son, headed toward the American pier in Gaza this week, focused not on politics, but on humanitarian policy.
There is no food in our house. We came to get aid and now we are leaving with nothing.
Nearly 230 days into the conflict, there are major logistic challenges that are making aid distribution across Gaza nearly impossible, despite 695 tons of aid being delivered to the shores of the Strip. Not all of it is making it into Palestinian hands, and some of the supplies were intercepted this week and taken from trucks heading to a warehouse.
The issue is not actually getting food to the pier or off the pier. It's being able to ensure that we have necessary security arrangements in place to deliver it. We have had modalities to get some of that aid distributed. We are in the process of building out to get more of it distributed.
It's not just northern Gaza affected by logistics. The UN halted aid to southern Gaza amid a lack of supplies and insecurity.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 5:46 on this Thursday morning. And again, the Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear in our immediate area. We've got some thunderstorms off around Rolla. We've got some showers off to our north and west. And we've got a good thunderstorm complex down to our south across Arkansas and southeastern Oklahoma. Now, between this little trifecta of showers and storms, it could give us just enough energy to see a stray shower or storm through the morning hours. But our better chances for strong to severe storms will come late tonight. And we do have, unfortunately, more severe weather possible, so we have a low wind risk for tornadoes in our far western counties. The greater concern comes with large hail and damaging winds, where we've got that low to elevated risk for both in the area. Then as we head into our Friday, We have more strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms possible. Best chances seem to be from some possible redevelopment after tonight's storms in the late morning hours. So we're looking anywhere between 5 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then Saturday, late Saturday into the overnight hours and early Sunday morning, we could see an additional round of strong severe storms with an elevated to enhanced risk out there. And that's why for Saturday, we do have a possible alert day for those strong severe storms. So again, the future track trying to pick up on again, a stray shower or two, possibly as late as noon, but I think any opportunities we have for any showers or maybe a rumble of thunder will wrap up about 10 o'clock this morning. Then, problem that we're going to have today is not storms during the daytime hours, it's the humidity and dew point levels. They're going to be in that soupy range out there. It's going to feel very muggy, and our temperatures warm to boot as we go in the low 80s, and on top of that, we don't have a very strong breeze. It's going to be south about 5 to 10. So it's going to feel uncomfortable out there ahead of the storms later tonight, which are looking to be, again, could see a few scattered storms as early as 6, but the main complex starts driving in late tonight around 9, 10 o'clock, and that'll push through rather quickly. So by midnight, most of that is already out of here. So it's just a brief window of shower and thunderstorm chances. We'll clear out overnight, at least briefly. And then we'll see some redevelopment possible as we go into the mid-morning hours on Friday. So here we are at 8 a.m. Could see strong, possibly low-grade severe thunderstorms, and those could continue again through about 2 o'clock or so, and then those will start to clear out. Then we'll go into Friday night. We clear out. We're calm again, and most of our Saturday is calm, but very warm. We're looking to be almost 90 degrees on Saturday in some locations. And then, as we head late into the evening and overnight hours, here we are at 8, 9 o'clock, here comes our next round of strong to severe thunderstorms. And you see we've got a couple of different possible complexes, one rolling up from the southwest and another along a boundary pushing in from west to east out there. And that's why we have that possible alert day for those strong to severe thunderstorms, and they could continue into the first part of our Sunday. Quick look at temperatures, 63 in Joplin. It is relatively cloudy out there, east-northeast breeze at about 5. Temperatures around the region, we've got some cool spots in parts of southeast Kansas, Yates Center, Chanute, Iola into the 50s. Everyone else into the low to mid 60s. A little further south, we're starting to see a couple of upper 60s out there ahead of, again, what's going to be a very warm day. Isolated shower or storm again through the first part of our morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, and even with these isolated showers, because they'll be isolated, we're talking most of us are dry. 76, though, by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today, once again, into the low 80s out there with some gradual clearing. We'll go partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours. And then again by 6, a few isolated to scattered showers or storms will start rolling in. Then by about 9, 10 o'clock, thunderstorm chances ramp up and continue into at least the midnight hour, maybe 1 at the latest, upper 60s out there. Friday, low 80s again, morning storms. Reminder, some of those could be strong, low-grade severe. It will otherwise be partly to mostly cloudy. Partly cloudy for our Saturday, very warm, upper 80s. And we have that possible alert day for more severe weather rolling in late Saturday into Sunday. And then after that, we'll have at least a little pause in activity with a few more isolated showers and storms as we head through next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Good, right? Judge Judy's quality, compassionate, affordable care.
Thieves target expensive merchandise in a caught-on-camera crime. Patrick Cornell has that story, and take a look at this.
A high-end heist. Newly released surveillance video shows trash can-carrying crooks crash a shop in Miami Beach. Their prize? Pricey Hermes handbags which retail for tens of thousands of dollars each. These luxury looters ripped the expensive items from the shelves and stuffed them into bins until they filled to the brim. In less than a minute, the robbers nabbed $1.8 million worth of the exclusive accessories. At least one of the people involved didn't get far. He's now copped to his role in the crime and has been charged with grand theft. Any other accomplices have yet to be caught, and those Hermes handbags, well, they haven't been found. Check out this stolen car crash caught on camera. A local TV crew from WTMJ snapped the exact moment the driver lost control, slamming into a parked minivan in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As you can see on the video, as witnesses rush over to help, police say the driver of the stolen car ran from the scene but is expected to face charges if caught. People on scene tended to the passenger of the stolen car, who was later taken to the hospital and then arrested. A man sitting inside the minivan at the time of the accident was also treated. A shockingly close call for neighbors.
That car could have killed somebody because it ran onto the grass. There was children on the grass.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
We'll be right back.
Us. This isn't
gratitude for those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
Well, ahead of the Indianapolis 500, another race at the Indianapolis Zoo. The Zoopolis 500, 5 tortoises, 3 larger ones and 2 small ones were coaxed along with the track with pieces of fruit. The prize at the finish line was a full plate of fruit. This year's race was the 45th running of the Zoopolis 500. The Indianapolis 500 happens this Sunday. And speaking of tortoises, the World Turtle Day celebration is today. The nonprofit American Tortoise Rescue sponsors it each year to raise awareness about the reptiles. It says organizations around the world put on fundraisers and educational events each May 23rd, and people at home can get involved by posting selfies on social media. And this year's theme is Let's Party. According to the rescue, about 60% of the world's turtle species are extinct.
Oh, okay. The level of puns in that particular story, man, we are moving up, aren't we? We're shelling along.
Let's party.
Let's not be so shellfish with the news and weather today. By the way, for those of you at home, there's a great song on YouTube called "I Like Turtles" by Papa Joe. Today is the day you should. I have eliminated. Elise would not be joining us at 6 o'clock. We have got ourselves the opportunity for a scattered shower or two through about 9 o'clock. I think most of us are dry. Will otherwise be mostly cloudy. 76 by 11. It is going to be warm and muggy today. Partly cloudy skies, highs into the low 80s. And then tonight, we have that possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms. They'll see a few scattered ones possibly by after 6. And then the main complex gets here around 10 o'clock tonight. So we're going to keep a close eye on that for you. Lows back into the upper 60s. We do have a possibility of some strong storms tomorrow morning. Possible alert day Saturdays. We're looking at strong to severe thunderstorms late Saturday into early Sunday morning. And then we'll have a few scattered showers and storms next week. Temperatures staying warm in the low 80s. We'll be back with more right after this.
KOAM News Now on the TV app, available for iOS and Android.
If you are